Henry, the tropics are heating up. We could soon have our first hurricane. We could also have a system brewing in the Gulf. But I'd like to talk a little bit more about that ground fuel that the fire marshal was just discussing. Take a look at the drought report, the most recent one last Thursday. Most of the state of Texas not in drought, but the worst in the entire state and some of the worst condition in the United States is Medina County, still an exceptional drought, nearly the entire county. And here in San Antonio, look at all of Bexar County practically under extreme drought in that red, severe if it's not extreme. So we still need a lot of rain. Outside tonight, Quarry Market, and the stacks are green. My friends at the Quarry Market tell me in memory of the victims of the Kerr County flood tragedy. Tonight we're clear in 89, northeast wind at 7. Even though the skies are clear and we should see some good Perseid meteor shower activity, the moon is just so bright. So it really does drown out a lot of the meteors that we could see. 101 today, 4 away from a record just 2 years ago. So that brings us up to 12 triple-digit days this year, as opposed to 2 years ago when we had 75 of them. Incredible. All right, here's the setup on the surface. Now, we had a decaying boundary off to the north, and we're going to kick up a few more showers and thunderstorms again tomorrow because there's a high to the east, there's a high to the west, or let me do that opposite. And without any influence of high pressure and that ridge over top of us, we don't have to worry about anything inhibiting some good shower and thunderstorm development. Nothing but ground clutter tonight, but look at the rain deposits that we had today. Near Timberwood Park, a little more than an inch. Near Comfort, almost an inch and a half. Near 281 in Stone Oak, about a quarter of an inch. We'll take everything we can get. A lot of heavy rain over Real County earlier. In fact, those thunderstorms were sitting tight for a minute. Thought I'd see an urban and small stream advisory. We had more than an inch and even nearly 2.5 just south of Lakey. And then you can see an inch south of Utopia. So that's going to be great for the recharge zone, and you can see how that boundary works. I mean, we still have a decent amount of energy. It takes some daytime heat to stir this up and get going, and that's what we'll see tomorrow. Another line of scattered showers and thunderstorms by about 4 p.m. lasting until about 7. And those will be gone too, maybe a little bit more for some of you to the south. But as we get into, say, Thursday and Friday, we're expecting things to quiet down. At least in Texas. That's when we're expecting things to start cranking up in the tropics. This is the system, an area of thunderstorms that is expected to cross over the southern Yucatan and into the Bay of Campeche. Now, about a 20% chance in the next 7 days, we see a named storm in the Bay. And you know they can move straight north and impact South Texas. We'll be keeping a very close eye on that. And then farther out in the Atlantic, some strengthening on Tropical Storm Erin. Last night, if you were with me, we had pressure at 1012, now down to 10-4. As that number gets lower, the storm is intensifying. So it's really not rapidly intensifying, but it's expected to move into a favorable environment and become our first hurricane by probably tomorrow night or into Thursday. Now, I will say this, even though it's going to miss the Caribbean, it could skirt on the southern part of the Bermuda High and enter the Gulf of Mexico. So it does definitely take some watching. All right, from San Fernando Cathedral, our 14-day forecast. 30% chance of those scattered thunderstorms tomorrow, 20% Thursday, 10 to 20 through Saturday. Then we're going to drop rain chances, upper 90s. So we're not expecting much rain, that is for sure. I mean, and probability stays only 10 to 20% after tomorrow. All right, Project Cool. Remember, the heat is on, and so please remember to drop off a brand new box fan at any San Antonio fire station. I'll be wearing silver and black for the big game.